Alright, hello everybody, welcome to the other Ninjago Legacy set that came out for this summer. I'm finally doing it. It took me quite a while, I had a busy life and all that and whatnot, and also let's not mention the fact that August threw a ton of sets at us, so there was a lot to work with. So, yeah, I had to take my time, just get all the sets slowly built, I don't have all the time in the world, so there's that. But we're here. This is the other Ninjago Legacy set. The first one, of course, we did was the Fire Dragon Attack, and I am opting to skip out of this this Ninjago season sets because I personally wasn't really interested in it. And first and foremost, I already am spending so much money on Lego already, so I'm limiting it to just Legacy. But I am excited for this Legacy set, because I saw the first set images and I was like, I gotta get this, because this build you see in front of you, the Ultrasonic Raider, this of course was a remake of another remake. Yeah, there has been two other versions of this Ultrasonic Raider that has been made in the past. The first one being in 2012, still the best season ever, season 2 of Ninjago with all the snakes. And then later on in, I forgot what year it was, but it was in the Day of the Departed season, it had another Ultrasonic Raider remake. It was actually a pretty cool version too, but I don't think it was good as this one, just no offense, I'm going to put it out there right now, but that one had like Sensei Yang and a bunch of other stuff. And then here we are in 2021 with this one. Now, if Ninjago fans, if there was another version I missed, be sure to let me know, because this one plus those two were the only ones that I can think of right now. Now, I had when the first version came out, I actually wanted to get the set because it had Pythor, which was a big thing back then, because like Pythor was, the main snake antagonist of the series, and the fact that we finally got the figure of him, he was so exclusive in that set. Of course I wanted the set, but I was young, I couldn't get everything I wanted, so I had to choose on what sets I wanted to buy. Unfortunately, the first Ultrasonic Raider was one of the sets that I unfortunately had to give up and not get. Also, I just realized this is coming off. Oh boy. But anyways, yeah, so the first version was one was the one I had to give up so I could get the Destiny's Bounty as well as the Epic Dragon Battle, which I don't regret making the decision. And then when the second version came out, I just, I wasn't into Lego. I took a break from Lego when it came out. So, yeah, so there's that. So this is my first Ultrasonic Raider. Yeah, I'm a little bit late to the game. I kind of wish I got the 2012 one. I'm not gonna lie, but I have the Pythor figures, so that was all I was really going for. But yeah, I'm sorry for that really long intro. Kind of explain the backstory of this set. So let's get into the set. Now, if you are a true OG fan of Ninjago, you will in no doubt will remember this vehicle. This vehicle was super iconic when it first debuted in 2012 in the original set that had Pythor, and yeah, that was a pretty hot set that I kind of wish I bought, but too late now. But regardless, here we have a new one in 2021, and it is probably, if not the most iconic ninja vehicle right after Destiny's Bounty. What made this vehicle so special is that it had the ability to function as one whole combat vehicle, or it could split. There are 4 original ninja in Ninjago, and this vehicle was built specifically for all 4 ninja to operate as one team, as one unit. However, if things get sticky and the ninja need to, split up the power so they don't fight cohesively, then that's what this vehicle is designed to do. It is to split into 4 elements, 4 different vehicles, and in each element can, have a different feature. One is flight, the other 3 are still on the ground, but this allows this vehicle to have a lot of, combat variety. And that's really what made this vehicle so popular. The first version only had the main vehicle and then the flight vehicle. And it could only be operated by 2 ninja, which was, defeated the whole purpose. Later on in the Day of the Departed, they fixed it, and by making it so all 4 ninja can sit on it. And now in 2021, they repeated, kept the same thing. Thank God for that. So the design of this was designed by Nia in the storyline. Nia made this for the ninja, and I think that no, Nia did not make this for ninja. They formed it out of using the tornado of creation from the junk in Jay's parents' junkyard. So they formed this vehicle to fight the Great Devourer by using the tornado of creation. Yes, that is how OG I am into Ninjago. I remember that episode. That was a blast. But then later on, I think Nia just upgraded it, made improvements. So I'm half right. So there's that. So unfortunately, I didn't get the original versions, the other 2 versions. So this will be my first. But I will say that knowing this vehicle for so long, I always loved this vehicle, and now I actually finally have a physical version of this vehicle in person as a set. It just gave me a whole new appreciation for it. First and foremost, look at the design of this thing. It is sick. It runs on 2 treads, so it allows it to travel over the roughest terrain possible. And then supporting it on the back is this big Technic Hero Factory bike wheel. I don't know what to call it. It's just a big wheel. They have this. They use this for the for the bikes in Hero Factory, and in Technic, the Lego Technic sets, they used this as well for the pieces. So there is that. So it's a 3-wheel. Oh, there are small supporting wheels in the bottom, but they're hardly noticeable. They're really just to keep this physical build stable. But I think in the lore those wheels don't exist. So there is that. However, that, I guess, it may not look like a fast vehicle, but let me tell you, it is fast. Even though it runs on treads, it is fast. Now, this physical toy, known as physical build, I was quite surprised, because when I first saw it, I had a worry, I had a concern that the treads wouldn't move on the terrain if it's like on a super flat terrain, like glass, or on a table surface. And then because usually the treads would be at their best if you're rolling it on carpet or on uneven surfaces. However, the way the set was designed did not do that. They made it so the treads can be rotated no matter the terrain this vehicle is sitting on. So right now this is glass. This is glass, and you can see the treads are just moving as smooth as they can be. So I really appreciate that, because they have these little bumps that they've added on the treads to just add the roughness. And that allows the treads to just move, because it's it's uneven, it's not smooth. So there is that. So that is done pretty well. Looking at this, so the portability of this vehicle is pretty solid. Now, of course, at the back you have, of course, the main tire. The main tire is really what keeps this vehicle going and just keeps it rolling fast. So I think that looks great. Secondly, let's not mention the double cockpit feature. We got stickers on the side here and stickers on the cockpits themselves. So that actually gives the entire vehicle a nice look, a nice pattern design, instead of just a pure white. It actually gives some distinctive presentation on this thing. And then, of course, at the back you have the wings for when this flight part of the vehicle takes off. So that is great. They've kept using the Hero Factory swords from the Golden Blades from before. It's a piece that has been here for the longest of the times. And they've used the original spinner crowns that were for the original Ninjago spinners. Glad that they've kept that. They've kept a lot of original pieces here. Of course, at the back, it doesn't look all too pleasant, but given with a vehicle like this, it's actually not that bad. And honestly, what more can I say? This vehicle looks awesome. Now, we looked at the overall appearance. Now let's test this play feature to look at the functions of this thing. I've already showed you the wheels and how it moves. So let's begin the split function. So we can look at each element differently. Alright, so the first thing that comes off is, of course, the flight mode, the flight thing. And I just fired the spring-loaded shooter by accident. So To pull that off, simply it was just attached on 2 axles like this, so you just pull it off gently, and then you can spread the wings because the wings are just based off this one connection point, so it can function like one cohesive unit. So, oops, definitely don't do that. So to pull it back, just do this. That will lift the wings up, and then of course to make them fly, just push it down, and there you go. So now the flight thing, I'm just gonna call it a jet, is off. So let's put that down for a second. Okay, so to pull these 2 off, you don't just simply don't do that. The way this is designed is actually a slide lock. So to actually unlock it, you just push this forward, and then you slide it out. Just like that. That's all you need, because it has this axle, and this axle is fit into here. And that's what actually keeps it in place nice and secure. Now to do the same thing on the other side, forward and out. Just like that. So now you're left with these 2 little big tread carts, which kind of weird in my opinion. And then the last thing, of course, is the middle central part. Oh no, that looks kind of weird, doesn't it? With the cockpit being so at the front. No problem. You just flip this, you do that, and now you have a massive motorbike with the extra wheel at the front. So there is actually another wheel, but when it's in full mode, the wheel isn't being used. So there's that. So now you have 4 different vehicles that this has been split into. So let's move these 2 back. I want to just look at these 2 tread cars first. I don't know. These ones, I think they had that for the, the other 2 versions as well of this build. Now, I get these makes all 4 Ninja having elements in this set. But it looks kind of awkward from this angle, of course. It has 1 cannon, main cannon, and then it has the spring-loaded shooter. I'm not gonna fire it. There's really no need to fire it. And then I like the seat though. It uses these Hero Factory claws to mimic the cockpit seat. So that actually looks pretty decent. Now, of course, the main thing it has is this tiny wheel and this massive tread, and this is what keeps the vehicle going. So it's kind of unbalanced a little bit. You can see a slight unbalancing going on, but I think that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Other than that, I'm trying to think what else to say. Like, just I don't know the other versions of this vehicle, what these side carts looked like, but there's that. So there's also this one, which is just basically a parallel opposite build. Little wheel here, massive tread wheel here. To put the 2, there you go. These are the little elements, little combat side cars, call it whatever. I, for one, not too much of a fan of these, but I get the idea, of this vehicle being split. But these 2 just don't do it for me. Like, I'm seriously trying to remember what the other version of the Ultrasonic Raider looked like with these sidecars, but I think this is as far as we can go. So there's that. So there's these 2 vehicles. So next up, I guess it only makes sense we look at the main vehicle first. So this is the Motorbike. So as you can see, once I flipped the tire over, so now this thing isn't balanced, so you do have to rely quite heavily on it leaning on stuff, otherwise it'll just tilt onto the side. It's not going to look the prettiest. It's going to have some holes here, of course, because that's where you attach the sidecars to it. And yeah, so there's that. So of course the movability is super smooth, with the wheel on the glass. So there's that. You got the exhaust thrust back here. You open the cockpits. There is your seat for one of your ninjas. Put them in here. There's that. Cockpit actually looks pretty decent, to say the least. I'm actually okay with what it looks like. So that's epic. Now on the top, I think it's better if I just move this back just to show you guys. There are some nice stickers here. So that visually looks pretty nice, and it has these swords on the side, and not to mention the Sensei Wu hats that's keeping the wheel locked in place. Now for this to stay still, they have these little ball pieces, and that actually keeps the cockpit piece in place, so it's not like moving around so much and moving up. So that's good in terms of designing. And overall, this is probably the best part of the vehicle when it splits. So I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna lie. This bike is actually pretty decent. And then, of course, the final bit of this vehicle is this jet, the flight ability of this vehicle, if you will. The wings, like I've said, uses the shark fin, spinner crown, Hero Factory swords, and when this I feel like the wings are a little bit too down, because when you land, it kind of just forces the wings to go up. But other than that, it's just like this. That's all. And then just fly it around like that, and you got a little fin at the back. These do move, so try to be careful. On the top, sticker, swords. You open the cockpit, you can fit another of your ninja here. Only one control panel, there's nothing on the side, so you're just gonna have to live with it. Now I will say, it was pretty cool seeing these airplane fins being used as the side, so that's pretty creative use of parts. However, that will leave some holes, some gaps, but yeah, it's pretty solid. So not the best one, but I think this one comes second, right after the main bike. Definitely better than the two side cars, you know. But then again, I do appreciate LEGO for keeping the original idea concept of this vehicle, which is of course for the 4 ninja to operate as one unit to fight against threats. So yeah, that's actually pretty sick. So one last time, here are the 4 elements of the vehicles. Take a look at them now. If you need another better breakdown, just rewind. So I'm now going to assemble this vehicle back together, and then we're going to look at the minifigures, and then that'll be it. Then we'll wrap up the review. Okay, let's look at the minifigures. So it only makes sense I start off by showing the original 4 ninja. The original 4 ninjas would operate this vehicle, and of course they are the ones that started the entire Ninjago franchise in general. These are not new. We've seen these guys in the other Legacy sets. It's the same outfit, and they're holding the same golden weapons we've had for so many years. These golden weapons are not valuable at all anymore. They are such common pieces. There is nothing special about them anymore. So that being said, there's really no point in taking off their outfits and showing everything. You can literally go to any other Legacy set and precisely it's the same thing. They have the same faces underneath. So Kai, Cole, Zane, Jay. That's it. They've got the extra katanas on their back. Same outfits, same golden weapons. I don't want to make this video any longer, so if you really want to see these figures in detail, go watch your Legacy reviews, because I probably did that already for these characters. So here we go, some more interesting characters. These are snakes, but these characters have of course been around since season 2, since the snake season. We have Ratla. Ratla was, I think he appeared in several times in the earlier 2021 sets that came out earlier this year. So nothing new, but in case you forgot what he looked like, here he is. I think they completely remade the design of this character. I have the original Ratla as well as the original Mesmo. I have the original for both. However, they are in a secure glass cabinet, and if I open the cabinet, it will cause an earthquake, and all the figures are gonna go tumbling down, and I don't want to do that just for this video. So just go on Google, search up the original looks of these 2 characters, you'll see it. But I do have the figures. I think at one point in the older reviews, I pulled out the original Ratla because I was cleaning up the house that time to show you the comparisons. So that being said, that's it. So this is Ratla. Got the big sword. Does he have a second face? He does not have a second face. He is one of these snakes that uses a normal minifigure head, but required the extra snake head piece, just to make it like a snake. I like Ratla, but I'm sorry, I really don't like this Legacy design. I still believe the original one looked better. Now we have Mesmo. Now Mesmo ain't new. However, this Legacy version, this remake of him, is new. Now this caught me by surprise, because like I said, I have the original Mesmo, and it just devalued this figure because, well, they brought the character back. I'm glad though that they brought this character back in a new form. He had a lot of gray. This Mesmo is gold, especially on the top. Of course, this head mold has not changed at all. It's still this big head mold. But they've really amped up the character a bit with the new patterns. He's got gold on the chest, the legs, on the head, you name it. And I really like this figure. I genuinely do. I'm not even kidding. Like, I actually like this figure. He is holding a fang blade, if you're old enough to remember what these are. These are the teeth of the Great Devourer. That's what Pythor was trying to collect, to awaken the Great Devourer. This fang blade that Mesmo is holding is for the Constrictri tribe with the orange. Yes, I am Ninjago nerd. I don't follow the series these days, but if you ask me about the old series, old seasons like the Snake season, I can go on for hours because I have the whole season memorized and I know exactly what these things do. I am such a goddamn nerd. But yeah, so Rattler, good to see him again, but nah, don't like the design. Mesmo, absolutely, I'm all for it. Wonderful figure. And finally, but definitely not the least, every one of these Legacy sets had these exclusive Legacy minifigures, Legacy Ninja. The Fire Dragon Attack one had Nia, which wasn't really my favorite. This one has Zane's, and now that completes the full circle of Golden Legacy Ninjas. And they all come in this 10 years of Ninjago emblem, stand, thing, call it whatever. So there's that. And then, yeah, so this is kind of like Zane from the Ice Emperor season, where all the ninja had like the flames coming out of their gi. So there's that. The face isn't new. They use the same old face print, but of course the outfit is all gold, golden katana, gold, gold, gold. That's what makes him gold in the first place. So yeah, I like this one, but I think there are some other Legacy figures that are a little bit more superior. I think the titanium mech one was pretty cool, but yep, so with Zane now and then Nia in the other set, it completes the full circle of Legacy Golden Ninjas. So this one is actually pretty decent. I didn't like the Nia one, but I actually like this one, so this one's all pretty okay. Okay, so that's all the figures. Let's now look at the box and then wrap up the review. Oh, and cause why not? This set also comes with a brick separator. This just fell out of the box, so I thought I'd point it out. It has this little turquoise brick separator, but I have too many of that already, so you didn't need to know that. Of course, the final thing is the box. This is one of those $100 boxes that it's like shorter but longer. So there's that. For the price you pay, this box does look promising with the stuff you get on here. Includes a limited edition Zane. You've got the figures. Set 71739 with 725 pieces. Featured in Season 1. Here is the list of all the minifigures included in the set, as we saw earlier. And then on the back, showing you the split function of this vehicle and everything you can do with it. And then we have photos of the vehicle in the show. And then we have the collection of all the Legacy figures. So there's that. So that is the box. Let us wrap up the review. So I know I had a pretty long intro in this video, so I'm gonna keep this final verdict very short and sweet. So I will say, like I said, I really wish I had the original to compare it with, because I really think the original one looks better. This one looked okay, but it wasn't the greatest design in my opinion. Like I am 100% positive the second version, the Day of the Departed version one, was at its peak, because I think all four elements of the Ultrasonic Raider had their own vehicles. Like, make no mistake, this one certainly had their own all four elements. Like, you got the main bike, and then you had the jets, and then on each treadmill it had its own little mini cart thing. But that was, I don't know, I don't really like the mini cart things with the big treads. I think that was the same thing for the other Day of the Departed version, but then the original first version, it was just between the plane, like the flighting thing, and then the main vehicle thing. So I think that's what it was, and I'm glad they kept the original play concept of this build. Obviously, really respected it. But like I said, I don't think this was the best version of this vehicle for sure. It's an iconic vehicle in Ninjago, but I don't think it was the best one. So, but I will say, given this is my first actual Ultrasonic Raider set, didn't have the other one, so this one was okay. I like it. But yeah, also, let's not forget the new snake, Mesmo. I think that was his name. Yep, Mesmo. That struck with me. As a child, I remember buying the booster pack for Mesmo, the original Mesmo, which I showed you earlier. And I remember buying it at Toys R Us, and yeah, I was quite happy to get that snake figure. And then knowing later on how rare that snake figure was, because the booster pack was the only way to get the figure, made him super rare. But then now here we are in 2021 with a brand new version of him, which kind of devalued the character a little bit, but I will take it. It's a new design and all that. It's fine. I'm okay with it. Ratla, I think I have him already from previous Legacy sets, but yeah, the Ninja, don't really care. Zane, cool Legacy figure, but not the best one, as I've said. So overall, I give this a solid 8 out of 10. It's a pretty solid set. For the price that you pay for this, it ain't so bad, and I do recommend it if you see it in shelves. So, that being said, that is it for this video. I know I had a long intro, so I gotta just stop talking and keep this video shorter than what it already should be. But yeah, if you want to check out the other Ninjago sets, they are throughout my channel. And thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.